You have the capacity, Libra, to basically blend in any situation and thrive in almost any environment. And that's going to serve you well this month because during this mid-month checkpoint, what I'm seeing is 2 or 3 opportunities to change, to move, and to basically lean into something brand new. Your totem was a bullfrog. I don't think I've actually received that particular totem. I've seen frogs before, but not a bullfrog. And the way that the frog presented itself, it was kind of like a Russian doll. I saw someone open up a box and then another frog came outside of that. And there were a few things that I picked up on. The frog was hungry and it had been resting for a long time. Some of you are awakening to something that has been put away, put on the shelf, a dream, a desire, a goal. Some of you are feeling some primal emotions, fear, hunger, maybe even a little bit of anxiety, but it's going to be okay because the very next thing that I saw the frog do was just leap into something brand new. And in this period of time, you're going to surprise yourself with your ability to move into something different, to take a leap of faith, to also springboard an idea into fruition. And I really do get the energy of like 3 with this because when we look at any type of frog, it has multiple life cycles. So it starts as the egg, then it becomes a tadpole, and then it is the frog. So you're somewhere in that process, and you may also have 2 or 3 things in various forms of like gestation or development. And so this month it's important to prioritize, to get out of your comfort zone, and to trust the process. Even if things seem a little chaotic, Libra, you're gonna get through this. All right, now it's time to shuffle the cards, but first things first, let's check in on my furry friend. All right, let's say hello to Apollo. Hey, buddy. Who's a good boy? Let's take a moment now to tune in. Close your eyes, let go of anything that you might be holding on to. Imagine that there's a circle of light around your body. And let's go ahead and see what's coming forth here in past, present, and future influences. All right, so far so good. We're gonna begin with the past though. Releasing stress and moving beyond sort of sometimes even self-fulfilling prophecies where you think to yourself, this will never happen. Well, that's one way to look at it. You could also explore the opportunities and think, well, what if I give this a try, or why not? So moving beyond fear-based thoughts is the first thing that I'm seeing from the past. Also, just acknowledgement that some of you have been dealing with a lot. The 9 of Swords comes through when we are stressed. Stressed at work, stressed in relationships, stressed about the world at large. The reversal of this card is saying, let go of the things that are out of your sphere of control. There are some things that are just going to have to come to pass. It's a cycle, right? What you want to do is find the calm in the storm. What is it that you can control? What is it that you can influence? What is it that just isn't worth the time and the energy? Pay attention to your sleep and wake schedule. We see this person in their pajamas. Normally the 9 of Swords shows someone asleep or trying to go to sleep at night, but their fears, their thoughts, all of that stuff is kind of keeping them awake. What's your current stress relief and stress release outlets? Is it exercise, therapy, art, dance, gardening? There needs to be something. So pick an outlet and put some time into that and really focus on whatever it is that's kind of coming up, the stress. Go to the root of the problem. This often requires working with a specialist, but like a therapist or a mentor. But you owe it to yourself to do that this month. Also, if there are any issues like insomnia, take a look at diet, exercise. Also, if there's any sort of medicine that you might be taking, how those might be interacting with your sleep schedule, okay? But most importantly right now is to let go of the things that are out of your control and focus on where you can make an impact. Your time and energy are too valuable. As we look at what's coming through right here, right now, we have a differently titled Temperance card, and I kind of like it here. So we have possibilities, and it's saying, dip your foot into the pool of possibilities. Just like I was saying, with the 9 of Swords, we can think of all the things that might go wrong. What if this happens? What if this falls apart? What if they don't like me? The Temperance Angel is coming through and saying, well, what if it actually works out? And so this is really about just taking a step at a time. Once you do that, you may get to a point where you can actually leapfrog into something great. It has to start somewhere. And what you can do with Temperance coming through as your advice card is basically test the waters. Try something for a day, try something for a week, research something, talk to someone. You don't have to commit before you've done a little bit of homework. And if you can avoid signing on the dotted line immediately, that's going to be quite helpful. Create better balance in your life. Typically, Temperance contains 2 cups, and the angel is sitting there and balancing things out, making sure that there's enough. Libra, many of you prioritize other people's joy, happiness, comfort above your own. And this month, Spirit's coming through and saying, not only shouldn't you have to do that, but moving forward, stop. Really make sure that you have enough. It should be about reciprocity. See yourself as an equal, and make sure that you're getting what you deserve in the equation. Spirit speaks gently, often in a whisper. And in order to really hear that whisper of intuition, you have to find some space. Meditation, rest, relaxation. When was the last time you were gentle with yourself? Make some time and space in your life for just that kind of activity. Really being introspective and gentle with yourself as you move into new things, okay? So yes, there's going to be multiple things that you might be juggling. You're being asked to step out of your comfort zone a little bit, but you can do it in a stepped process. It doesn't have to happen overnight, okay? And really exercise discernment, because Temperance is about not going to extremes. So as you decide and weigh the options in front of you, make sure that it feels right for you and that you're not being rushed. It's really important. Looking at the future card, it's all going to be worth it. We have the beautiful Strength card coming through, a victorious person at the front. And by the way, I like this interpretation where we don't see the human character having to put her hands in the mouth of the lion. Instead, we see this beautiful blend of divine masculine and feminine. We see peers rather than domination, and we see also just victory. If I had to pick cards that I'd want advocating for me in the major arcana, Strength would be among them. I love Strength. I love Justice. They're fighter cards, and they're victorious cards. Strength in particular because she can overcome any odd. So whatever is in front of you, challenge, adversary, mental block, etc., you've got this. It's already destined to work out. The challenge for some of you is slowing down long enough to see beyond the fear, slowing down long enough to recharge, and then really just taking one step at a time and really focusing on your needs, your desires, and owning your power. Not that you don't always do that, but in this moment in time, it's really important to believe in yourself, okay? I want to get us a little more granular advice. So we're going to expand this forecast to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny and see what else is coming forth. We'll start off first with health, which is your mind, body, and spirit. You received Page of Pentacles for health, and I'm getting an emotional download first, then we're going to talk about some of the other aspects. The emotional thing that's coming through is a feeling, finally, of self-worth. There might have been something in recent history where someone shook your confidence. This could also be hearkening all the way back to youth. And the message from Spirit, loud and clear right now, is you're worthy, you're valuable, believe in yourself. But these mantras need to be repeated because I'm getting a little sense of doubt as I'm looking at this card. She's looking at, and she wants to believe. It's kind of like Mulder, I want to believe in the truth. I want to see that this is happening, but it's hard. So, surround yourself with people that have your back. Surround yourself with environments that are supportive. Reduce contact with people, even if they're family members, that come in and chip away at the confidence. It's really important right now to believe in yourself. This will help you with your mental health. It's also going to help you when we look at money because self-worth equals net worth, but self-worth is important for mental and physical health as well, because if you're not feeling worthy, then sadness, fear, anxiety, some of the lower chakra emotions are going to come through and it shakes you from your balance, okay? So Spirit wants to give you not just a pat on the back, but like a really warm hug, and it's saying, you, Libra, are so worthy. I hope you can see it. Message 1. The other thing has to do with where you're placing your value. And there's more to life than what people think, than what is existing in your bank account, than the things that you have around you. What is valuable is how much time you have, what you do with the time, and the people in your life that spend time with you. It's the intangible stuff. It's not the physical stuff. So you can be poor but rich. And these are just subjective words anyway. So let's let them all go. What in your life makes you feel valued, valuable, and rich? Rich in experience, rich in love, rich in appreciation. Those are the riches we want to look at. She's focusing right around the heart and stomach. So we talked about self-worth, self-love, but also we're looking a little bit at confidence here. And this very strong strength card is about finding a way to maybe fake it till you make it. Self-confidence. So self-confidence, self-worth, and redefining just value in general and how you're spending your time and energy. Spirit gave me a download, and it's somebody that's watching this is just like, I don't want to stomach this anymore. I can't take another day. It could be another day of this job, another day of this relationship. Something about it doesn't sit well with your gut. I want you to trust your gut. It will not lead you astray. How you feel when you step into a situation, it's really valuable, and it's usually the most accurate take that you can get. Tune into your gut instincts and also pay attention to basically your gut as well. There might be things going on with needing to rebuild after antibiotics. There could be acid reflux for some of you, stress that's migrating and creating issues with like acid reflux and stuff like that. So work with a doctor if anything's going on there. So I told you I got a lot there. Ultimately though, the Page of Pentacles is a good card. Once you deal with it, then we see things moving into the right direction. How you talk about yourself is so important. The dialogue here, but also the words. So I never want you to do something that's self-effacing. See yourself as valuable, share your insights, never self-deprecate, never put yourself down. Okay, some really important things coming through. Let's go ahead and move on to wealth. We already got a little hint of that there, but now let's see specifically what Spirit wants us to look at with wealth. Your resources, your life purpose, and your career. Okay, we got a good card here. This is connected to the bullfrog that I talked about earlier because of the leaping energy. The Knight of Swords is one of the fastest moving cards that you can pull. So whatever hasn't been going the way that you want with this area, which is a big one, maybe like what you're supposed to be doing, or you're stuck in your job, or you're trying to get better control over your money, the changes that we just talked about with the self-worth absolutely starts to affect this. So start talking more about money. If you don't understand something, ask questions. If you're not getting what you deserve, advocate for more. If you have an idea, share it. If you have a desire, set it into motion, put it into writing, have a conversation. We don't want things to sit in the ethers. We want to use our words and take action on them. You might be asked to travel or move because the Knight of Swords is not a static card. That's okay. That move, that travel, that movement is going to bring you to the next level. Rapid movement when it comes to contracts, paperwork, decisions. I feel like towards the end of this month, because we're doing a mid-month check-in, like end of June, beginning of July, you're going to be wondering, like, what happened? It's like a time warp. So I think the most important thing that you could do right now, Libra, is create some goals, create a list of things that you want to focus on, and make sure that you're not losing track of something, because when things start to pick up, and it's not an if but a when, you want to make sure that you've got all of that mapped out. Spend some time mapping it out, okay? I do love that we see an autumnal vibe on this. So we're actually looking another quarter down the line. So summer will be busy, fall will be a moment where you can actually drink it all in, enjoy life a little bit more, and reap the rewards for this hard work. Fasten your seatbelts, and I'm again saying like autumn for the Northern Hemisphere. So right around your birthday season, we're seeing that things are gonna come into focus and be exciting. But right now, June, July, and August, that's when you have to put in the work be patient, be diligent, and know that this is all going to be fruitful. You just might not get an immediate return on the energy. So keep your goals together. You will see some movement next month. That's why I'm saying fasten your seatbelts, but there's going to be even more. It feels like July and August, it's kind of like leveling up. So yeah, get ready. It's going to be exciting. Let's move on to love and see what's coming through in all aspects of your relationships. Okay, some interesting things here. With relationships, there might be some newfound information that's coming through. You learn something about someone that you didn't know. It might be difficult. They might be feeling vulnerable. You may be feeling vulnerable. But when you put yourself out there, when you share that part of yourself, if it's meant to be, it will be. Always step into your power and allow people to see you. If you truly want to level up that relationship. There might also be someone in your life that's keeping a secret or having a hard time being authentic. All you can do in this situation is create some safe space and encourage them to be themselves. They may be lacking the support and the confidence to live their life the way that you do, or you may be the one that needs a little bit of support. But I can tell you this much, when you let go of the mirage, the mask, and you just basically exist as your authentic self, it's going to be so much easier. The other thing that I'm getting with this is pregnancy, or children, or expansion of the family. And it could be like a cute little dog, but it could also be a child that you want to add to the family. Make sure that you and your partner are on the same page for those of you that are partnered. Some of you might be looking to adopt on your own because you don't want to wait for the partner. There's something around timing that needs to be discussed for those that are seeking to expand. This can also be connected to reproductive organs and also like even just like bladder issues. So make sure that if there's anything going on in your body that you haven't dealt with, like don't ignore it. Take care of yourself and just drink a lot of water right now too. The moon card reminds us of the importance of hydration. I know I'm looking at relationships, but sometimes I'll download some things for health and it is coming through there. New people may not always present themselves as you expect them to be. There might be something that they're afraid to share, so don't jump headfirst into a relationship. Give yourself time to get to know people, and you'll be happy that you're not doing that sort of rush into something new. Okay, now I'd like to take a look at a blessing and a block in this period of time. So let's see what else is coming through. The blessing and the block. Okay. The blessing is good. We have 2 of Wands coming through. Many of you are really experiencing an influx of new ideas, new visions, new dreams. I'd like you to capture that, and like we saw with the possibilities card, the temperance card, there's no bad idea. There's no bad dream. Just capture it and see how it sort of factors out over the next month. You may see a sign along the way where you're like, oh, that's why I've been thinking about this. So don't dismiss something that comes through in dreams and meditation. You don't know the value of it just yet. It's coming through as a sign. Make time right now for blue sky thoughts. And this is journaling for some of you. This could be just not having a completely full schedule so you can daydream and innovate. And also just get out into the world and get inspired. Dreaming, imagining, and opening up your heart and mind. The block is thinking too much. So the Queen of Wands comes through with blinders on when she's reversed. She's like, I said I was going to do it in this way, at this shape, in this form, and it has to happen exactly like that. Not always. The stubbornness can serve you well if you really want to see something through, but there might be an easier way. What if it's easier? What if you've been looking in the wrong direction and what you want is right here? What if it's easier? There could also be someone in your life that is challenging your authority, micromanaging a little bit. Feel free to create some distance between themselves and you so that you can basically allow something to germinate, right? All right. So at this point, I'd like you to focus on a final question. It can be anything that you need a little bit of advice on. Go ahead and think about it. And let's give Spirit a chance to answer that question. okay, this is interesting. I'll give you the full download. If it's a yes or no, I think you need to do a little bit more research. It's not a full stop no, but what's missing, twofold. One, actually maybe threefold. One thing might just be the money. The Five of Pentacles shows that there may not be enough. It can also be self-confidence and self-worth, which we naturally hit on a little bit earlier. And it could also be general health and well-being. So you need to get all of those things into focus and then take the leap. There also might be a way to just receive help or assistance. So if it's financial, there could be a loan, a fellowship, a program available to you that will help you get there faster, but you shouldn't have to shoulder it all on your own. Generally speaking, slow down, focus on health, look at your finances, and really make sure that you're not overextending yourself, because this often comes through when you give too much to the point of exhaustion, and you don't have to do that. That's an old way of working, living, and being, and now is a chance for you to think in a way that's kind of out of the box. Because I feel inclined to do so, I'm going to look at what Spirit wants you to know right now. And, oh, by the way, I just realized we didn't do a card, that's why. So we're going to look at a catalyst at the very end, ironically. I thought we're missing something. Yes, we are. It's the catalyst. So this is the secret sauce that's going to help you make it all happen. Intuitively, I'm like, there's another card. Yes, there is. It's because I'm shaking it up. So you needed to see this at the end, and we just talked about this in the weekly collective. So we have the Mountain card, and the Mountain card comes through for a few reasons. I mentioned in the collective, when you're stepping towards something new, temperance is your friend here, one step at a time. Think of hiking. You don't want to look at how far you have to climb because it will be a disincentive. Instead, you take a little bit of a step each day. Before you know it, you're like a quarter of the way up. And then you really start to create some traction and some pacing, and you're like, oh my God, I'm like almost 75% of the way up. And when you're at the top, it's almost like you don't believe that you've made the progress. But if you try to make it all happen in a day, it's going to be overwhelming. So one step at a time, celebrate the progress made. Don't worry so much about how far you have to go, because it's not about rushing. It's not about who gets there first. It's about stepping into it one day at a time and learning something from it. The other thing here is the peaks and valleys. So not every day is going to be amazing. And I think realistic readers, realistic people will tell you the truth. Some days will trigger you. Some days will inspire you. Most of the time is going to be somewhere in between those two extremes. Don't let an extreme day, like best day or worst day ever, take you off of what otherwise looks like a very good month. You have the strength and capacity to make this happen. You're being guided by Spirit. All you have to do is get out of your headspace a little bit. Okay? One step at a time. You've got this, Libra. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you this month. I hope you enjoyed this snappier new format. I know I did. Things come through in the shape, the way, and the form that they need to. So thank you for having some faith in that. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor, please like and subscribe. You can also share this with someone that you think would benefit from it. If you'd like to sign up for a newsletter, you can do so on my website. The URL for my website is nicholasashbaugh.com. From there, you can give me a follow on social media, give back if you'd like through PayPal. You can book a private reading as well. And of course, right here on YouTube, you can become a member or leave a sticker with your comment. All of these things allow me to continue to do what I'm doing here. So I just want to say from my heart to yours, thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing remainder of June. We'll be doing the July videos here within the next week or so. So until I see you next time, be well. Bye-bye.